Hey guys, back here with Tua for another video. Update pup date week 23. If you are new to this channel, I do these style videos every Sunday with my Bullmastiff puppy Tua, and basically just update you guys on the week that we had based on his age, and just kind of give you an idea of what to expect if you have a Bullmastiff puppy also, or maybe planning on getting one. You'll have a good log of information to look back on at very specific times throughout their life, and basically I update you guys on weight, training abilities, teeth, all kinds of stuff. Go ahead and check out all the videos if you haven't. And I'll just go ahead and get right into it. One thing that was kind of new this week is I kind of started experimenting with raw diet again. And when I did my raw diet video a few weeks back, I used just chicken meat, and that was it. This week I started to experiment with raw chicken gizzards, heart, and liver. And it went really good. I basically was just supplementing it with his kibble. Maybe like 20% raw, 80% kibble, or 25-75, something like that. So it wasn't much, just a little bit. And I actually even started trying it with our other dog, Roxy, who's a 10-year-old min pin, and gave her probably even a little bit less than what I was giving Tua. And she seemed to really like it, and she didn't have any problems with it either, and she's never eaten raw a day in her life. So that's pretty cool. But Tua seemed to really like it again, no bad reactions with any of it whatsoever. So I'll probably kind of continue doing that, just keep experimenting with raw and see how it goes. Another thing I wanted to kind of update you guys on this week, as he sits here and rips on this monkey, is the hand biting and the nibbling on fingers and stuff has gone down dramatically this week. It was extremely noticeable. In a lot of these videos that I've done, on these pup date ones, especially when I'm down on the ground with him, he's been very hand bitey and kind of trying to nibble on my fingers and stuff. And as his teeth now have pretty much all come out, that's gone down like quite a bit, guys. So look for that if you have a big problem with your dog in general, or in his case, Bullmastiff. Around this age, once all those teeth are out, that's going to start dropping noticeably, and you don't even have to do anything to change it. It's just going to naturally change. Another thing this week is when I've been working out, I've been bringing him into the garage with me every time. When he was a young puppy, I tried this, and he did not like it at all. He didn't like the loud sounds of the weights. I usually have some kind of loud music on when I'm in there, and it kind of scared him. But this week I had him in there, every single time that I was working out, and he's not scared of it at all. He even fell asleep once. He just kind of walks around and watches me. So he's kind of becoming my little gym buddy here. So that's pretty cool. It gives me another opportunity to hang out with him while I'm getting a workout in. But that would be it for like new stuff from the week to make note on. So I'll just get right into everything else that we normally touch on, starting with weight. Last week he was 71 pounds. He's up 2 this week. So now he's 73 pounds. That is the smallest amount of weight that he's gained in 1 week since I've been doing these videos. So that's kind of something to make note of. I don't really know what I would chalk that up to. He did get quite a bit of exercise this week. He got on a walk, I think, pretty much every day, and pretty far walks too. Plus, with the weather being nice, we were out in the yard a lot. Took him to parks, things like that. So maybe he was just burning more calories this week. Or maybe it was just a random week where he only gained 2, because normally he gains about 4 or 5. Or it could have also just been maybe he's starting to slow down now. Maybe that growth isn't going to stick to that 4 pounds a week. Maybe it's going to now turn into a 1, 2, 3 pounds a week. I guess we'll see. Time will tell, and I'll be here to document it. Another thing that I touch on every week is drooling. This week was the first week I managed to get him to drool a little bit. I was cutting up some of his raw, and it probably took me about 10 minutes, and he was sitting there the whole time as I was doing it, and I'd already put his kibble in his bowl. And he started to drool. It was not stringy at all, but I would compare it to kind of like drop coming out of a leaky faucet. It was maybe like every 15, 20 seconds there'd be a drop, and it would kind of go back and forth from one jaw to the other. So not a lot or anything. Otherwise, the only time that he drools is when he has just drank water and that water's coming out of his drools or out of his jowls. However, I will say, like I said the last couple of weeks, it is becoming very stringy, extremely stringy after he drinks. But it hasn't been a big deal to me because I just go ahead and wipe it up immediately, like I continue to tell you guys. Otherwise, no drooling whatsoever. Just food-related, water-related, that would be it. Not when he's exercising or anything like that. Another thing that I touch on every week, and this will actually be the last week that I touch on this, is teeth. It'll be the last week because there's not going to be anything really to report on anymore. As far as I can tell, every single last one of his puppy teeth have come out, and all of his adult ones are either completely pushed all the way up or basically right there. So unless he breaks a tooth again or something like that, which I hope he does not, like he did when he was younger, he broke a puppy tooth. But unless something like that happens, we're not going to talk about teeth anymore week to week because there's not really going to be anything to talk about unless I do a video on brushing his teeth again or something like that. On to the next one, which would be barking. We touch on that every week. This week, he started to bark at other dogs. Not really other dogs, but the sound of other dogs. I think last week I had mentioned that he was starting to bark at sounds like bangs and stuff like that if he heard it. But this week, if there's a dog that he'll hear barking off in the distance, he'll kind of do his little howl thing and kind of bark back. It's not obnoxious or anything. It's usually pretty short-lived, but he's starting to react to that. And he still won't bark at dogs if they're like right up close to him, barking at him. Unless it's our miniature pinscher, Roxy, he'll bark at her, but that's it. He'll be on one side of the fence, and a dog will be on the other side of the fence, and they can see through at each other, and that dog will be freaking out, barking at him. And he just wags his tail and kind of tries to play. We'll pass by dogs that are in their yard when we're walking, and they'll be freaking out, barking at him. He has not barked back. It's just kind of if he's hearing stuff off in the distance, he'll bark back. And that basically, as far as barking back at dogs off in the distance, that's new to this week. So just something to make note of. Socialization we touch on every single week. This week we didn't get a whole lot in. We didn't go into any new stores or stores that he'd been in before. We did go to a park, and he got to see lots of people, lots of kids there. There were no dogs at the park, but he always enjoys it. We go to this park a lot. He always enjoys that park, but this time there happened to be a lot of people, and they all kind of steered clear of him. Nobody really, well, one person went and pet him, but otherwise everybody kind of stayed away from him. And that kind of brings me back to the point I made last week where I said people are starting to kind of veer away from us as we're walking instead of trying to make contact. And I said that was kind of odd because he's a big dog, but he's not that big, you know, at 70 pounds. And I don't think he looks that intimidating yet or anything. To me, it would make sense if, you know, he was full grown, 150 or something. Then maybe I could see people kind of thinking he's intimidating. But right now, he's just a little puppy, at least in my eyes. But anyway, he did run into one dog on a walk this week, and it was actually a big dog. I'd say it was probably a 100-pound dog because it was bigger than him by quite a bit. Not really sure what it was. It was some kind of mixed breed. And they just had a brief little interaction, sniffed each other. Tua did great. The other dog did great. It was maybe a max of 30 seconds that they were together. And no aggression by either one, which Tua hasn't shown any of that towards any dogs or any people. Hopefully that stays that way. I'd be shocked if he ended up not being great with people because we've exposed him to people all the time. Dogs, not so much, but we've been doing it as often as we can, and he's been great so far. Energy. Tua, come here. Tua, come here. Come on. Hey, come here, buddy. Energy this week was the same as it was the last few weeks. It's been very up and down. He'll have a day where he'll pretty much sleep the day away, and then he'll have a day where it's zoomies all day, and it's just go, go, go all the time. And I'm not sure what leads to that. I'm sure it's just him growing, being a puppy. But on those days when his energy's down, it is down. Like, he's pretty much wasting the day away. I'll still get him out for a walk and stuff, but then as soon as he gets back, it's back to sleep. And on the flip side, on those days when he's got that energy, man, he's you can't stop him. I'll take him for like a 2-mile walk. Not that we're going that fast or anything. I'm just letting him go at his own pace, but that's still a long walk, and we'll get back, and he's just ready to go. He wants to go back out in the backyard and go crazy some more. So yeah, energy's up and down. Other than that, guys, I don't really have anything else to touch on. Like I always end these videos with, if there's anything that you guys want me to update on every week other than what I already do, go ahead and let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. Otherwise, you guys take care. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.